Hey everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Alan Biller. I'm a senior real estate development manager here at Enterprise Community Development, and I am also the project manager for Park Heights Place. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I have morning on there. I'm used to doing these in the morning. To celebrate the beginning of construction at Greens at Irvington Mews 2 and Park Heights Place. Along with my colleague Max Glickman, who you will hear from later on in the program, and our many financing, construction, and design partners, we can attest to the immense amount of work that has gotten us to this point. We do this work for the benefit of 84 very low-income households at Park Heights, who will soon have renovated and upgraded homes, and for the 59 households who will soon live right here where we are sitting at Greens at Irvington Mews 2. It's hard work, but our residents experience the tangible benefits of what we do. And if you say you're building affordable housing and it's easy, you're probably not building affordable housing. And with that, I would like to introduce the President of Enterprise Community Development, Janine Lind.
Good afternoon, everyone. So what a beautiful day today to be here with you, and thank you for joining us all. And thank you, Alan, for all the work you've done on getting us to this day for Park Heights Place. Definitely an incredible accomplishment. Today, we celebrate the kickoff of 143 affordable apartment homes for seniors right here in Baltimore. Isn't that amazing? Enterprise was founded in Maryland, as most of you probably know, and the state remains an important partner for us to continue to live Jim Rouse's legacy and deliver on our mission to increase access of affordable housing to all. Our founder, Jim Rouse, was a man of many possibilities. His mantra was, if it ought to be, it can be. He believed deeply in people, and he believed that we need to build community together. And that is what we are doing here today, and that is what we want to continue to do with all of you in the future. Today, we celebrate this achievement of affordable senior housing in Baltimore, a historical city where community and culture runs deep. Across this great city, Enterprise has 18 communities that offer homes to more than 2,100 residents. And today, we celebrate adding more affordable housing options for Baltimore seniors. It's worth noting that half of our portfolio is set aside for seniors. And we do that because our residents have told us that they want to live as independently as possible as they age. And these two communities, the new one we're about to build and the renovation at Park Heights Place, will help people do just that. Since they are designed with accessibility and livability features and in-house resources for just this purpose. As we break ground today on Greens at Irvington Mews 2, right here on the site where we are sitting today, we start construction on these apartment homes for seniors, including those who are formerly homeless and veterans. This community is the second phase of Enterprise's successful Greens at Irvington Mews project, which you can see behind us right there. And that first community, which opened a decade ago, provides 100 units for independent older adults. And we also celebrate the construction kickoff, as Alan mentioned, of nearby Park Heights Place, where we are renovating 84 apartment units for low to mid-income seniors. This community was originally built in 1998, so this renovation will modernize the property, enhance accessibility, energy efficiency, and resident comfort. At Enterprise, home and communities are stepping stones to more. We don't just build and renovate beautiful communities. We also provide the right wraparound services to support our residents with their health, upward mobility, and social and community engagement. At Irvington Mews, the community behind us, and we will continue these services right here at Irvington Mews 2, Kelly Thomas, our resident services manager, makes sure that our seniors receive all the benefits they are entitled to. She has coordinated vaccination and wellness clinics with the Baltimore City Health Department, partners with LifeBridge Health and Humana on wellness education, and works with many other local partners to bring services into our community and directly to our residents. At Park Heights Place, we have an Aging Well program in place that includes monthly visits from the University of Maryland medical team and a food pantry from the Maryland Food Bank. Janet Simmons, who is our resident services manager there, coordinates all these services. In addition to the same health and wellness programs we have at Irvington Mews, we have also distributed computers to our residents through Project Waves, which focuses on closing Baltimore's digital divide. So many of you that are here today have had a hand in bringing these projects and these communities to life. So thank you for partnering with us on this journey. Speaking of our partners, next I would like to introduce you to one of our key partners at HUD, Ethan Handelman. Ethan has dedicated his career to affordable housing and policy, having worked at the Federal Housing Finance Agency and National Housing Conference. In his current position as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for HUD's Office of Multifamily Housing Programs, Ethan and his team oversee programs offering affordable housing for the elderly and persons with disabilities. We worked with his team to secure Section 202 financing for these communities in the form of substantial capital advance dollars and PRAC rental assistance. HUD also provided funding through the Green and Resilient Retrofit Program. We appreciate HUD and these financing programs providing us the opportunity to build these projects for Baltimore seniors. Please join me in welcoming Ethan.
Well, thank you for that warm welcome, Janine. It is an absolute pleasure to be here in Baltimore celebrating these two properties and all of the work that went into them. I'm just going to skip the pre-written remarks because that'll be more fun for you and certainly for me. Because I don't need to tell you how many units there are or the different improvements that are going to happen. Janine told you some of them, and you're going to learn more about those from other folks. But what I can talk about is why it matters so much to us in the Biden-Harris administration, to me personally, and I know to this whole community. It all starts with housing. It all starts with a safe place to live. And HUD brings key elements that help make that happen. Janine talked about the Section 202 program. That's one of them. It provides some upfront capital, and it provides the rental assistance. And anyone who's ever lived in a rented home knows that unless you can pay the rent, nothing else comes together. And that's true on the development side, too. It's the gasoline that fuels the engine that makes the real estate work. The other piece that we brought to this puzzle is our Green and Resilient Retrofits program, or GRRP. It's a terrible acronym, but it's a great program. We actually have some staff from our GRRP program here today. Danilo, if you want to wave. This is an initiative funded by the Inflation Reduction Act, which means the law was signed back in August of 2022. Within a year, we had the funds available and on the street. And as of last month, we had 95% of those funds awarded to properties. The remainder is coming very soon. Yeah, you can clap for that. That's light speed. That is light speed. And it demonstrates, I think, what is possible. That we can put funds to work in ways that meet properties where they are, that fit into existing transactions, that line up well with the 202 program, with low-income housing tax credits, with all of the other pieces, because we know it is a minor miracle when any development deal closes. I mean, we can laugh, but it's true. If you look at your program and think about all of the different organizations that had to bring resources and thinking and skilled help to bear to make this happen. And the city of Baltimore is here, right? The state of Maryland is here. The Federal Home Loan Bank contributed. There are private foundations that contributed, and more. I'm sure I'm leaving someone out, and that's why they wrote this, but whatever. You all know what you did, and we are grateful for it. The point being is we have to weave together all of those pieces to make success like this happen. And I say success even though today it's shovels in the dirt, right? It's not sticks and bricks yet, but it will be very soon. And when it does come together, when that construction is complete, folks can move in and they can have a safe place to live. And that's what all of this is about. And that's been our commitment in the Biden-Harris administration throughout, and it's been my commitment personally for far too many years. But it is why I am so glad to celebrate with you all today. So I'm not sure who I pass it back to, perhaps to Janine, but really appreciate the invitation and all of the work that went into this, and I'm just excited to see it all kick off. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. And I guess my response to that is, how do we keep doing this? And let's keep doing it together, because we can't do this alone. Next, I would like to introduce you to the person who leads the state of Maryland's mission to create innovative community development initiatives to meet the challenges of a growing Maryland. Jacob Day is the Secretary of the State's Department Housing and Community Development. Secretary Day and his department have been instrumental in helping to finance both of the communities we celebrate today. Enterprise received financing for these communities through Maryland's 4% LIHTC and tax-exempt bond program. We also received a range of subordinate financing from DHCD, and it's a long list. We received Rental Housing Works, the Partnership Rental Housing Program, the Elderly Rental Housing Program, CDA's FHA Risk Share, and the state's revitalization program. That's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you. There's been a lot of collaboration between Enterprise and the state of Maryland, and we certainly hope to do more of that. So thank you, Secretary Day and DHCD. We truly appreciate the opportunity to deploy this financing to create the affordable housing for Baltimore Senior. Please join me in welcoming Secretary of Housing, Jake Day.
Well, good afternoon. It is very good to be here with you. I want to start off by saying congratulations to Enterprise, congratulations to the Weinberg Foundation, and thank you to Weinberg. Thank you to HUD, our federal partners. Thank you to the City of Baltimore, our local partners. Janine, this is an incredible project and program, and you listed off all of the ways in which DHCD and the state of Maryland were invested in both of these properties. And that totals $21 million of tax credit equity and subordinate debt and grants, all of which I hope reflect to you the values of the Moore-Miller administration to be a partner in revitalizing our communities, housing our seniors, and providing affordable, safe, and beautiful, by the way, housing and dignified housing for everyone in this state. Earlier today, actually immediately before this, I came from the brand new Baltimore Vacancy Reinvestment Council meeting. That's a new council created by Governor Moore through executive order. The purpose of that body was to bring state, city, philanthropy, and private sector together, very much in the way that is happening right here on this ground, right here on this property, to reinvest in Baltimore's neighborhoods, to address vacancy, to address what once was someone's home and is today a missed opportunity, and to bring life back. And we're doing it not by creating new plans or new strategy, but by delivering on the strategies that exist, that have been emphasized and supported and committed to by the Scott administration in Baltimore City. So I'm so proud to be here with you today to acknowledge once again something that our governor says over and over again, that in order for it to be Maryland's decade, it has to be Baltimore's time. We are aligned, yes, but we are intertwined in our destiny. As goes Baltimore, will go Maryland. We got to get it right in our major city. And I am beyond grateful to be your partner in trying to help to get it right more often than not. But I am really proud that I get to stand with you today and say, Baltimore got it right. Baltimore got it right on Tuesday. Baltimore re-elected its dynamic mayor, Brandon Scott, let's hear it for him, who I am proud to call to stage as a partner, as a leader, as an advocate, and as a fighter for the people of this city. Mayor Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary Mayor. As I always say, once a mayor, always a mayor. And in case you guys didn't know, mayors stick together. So thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon or after morning, as I like to say to everyone. It's really a great day and an honor and privilege to be here with all of you because we know how important of a milestone this is for our commitment, shared commitment to equitable housing for older adults. I want to start by thanking Enterprise, Janine, and the entire team at Enterprise for your ongoing and long-standing commitment and investments into Baltimore and providing affordable housing. Thank you very much. To Ethan and to the Biden-Harris administration and everyone at HUD, thank you. Not just for this today, but for everything you've done for Baltimore from day one of your time there. Thank you very much. And of course, to the Secretary Mayor and our folks at the state and our fabulous governor, thank you. We met very quickly after you took the job, and we haven't convinced you to move to Baltimore yet, but we will. Commute's a lot easier than going over the bridge every day. But you all have shown your commitment to tackling the housing issues and other issues in our city and doing it alongside us each and every day. So thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, to Amy and everyone at the Weinberg Foundation whose steadfast support for this project and basically everything else in the city of Baltimore helps us to understand what is possible for our great city. So we thank you every day, but especially today. This groundbreaking for Irvington Mews 2 marks really more than just the beginning of the construction, Miss Dorothy. It's a promise to our older adults here in Irvington who, like Miss Dorothy Cunningham, have dedicated their lives to this community, that they too can have safe and high-quality housing in the very neighborhoods that they fought for decades. This is really special to me because I get a double. Not only do I get to celebrate new housing, affordable and quality housing, 59 apartments for folks here in Irvington, whereas Miss Dorothy knows I got my hair cut for 20 years just on Frederick Avenue. But we're also talking about the renovation of Park Heights Place, and we all know how special Park Heights is to me. We know what these neighborhoods have been through, but more importantly, we know where they're going as we continue to invest not just in the bricks and mortar, but the very people that live in those neighborhoods. And these projects showcase the possibility of what can happen for these neighborhoods and neighborhoods across the city. So today, we are here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate, but also to level set again about what yet remains for us to do. And of course, get ready to send the Bengals home tonight. Go Ravens. Let Joe Barrow know he's not going to the playoffs this year. And I think, am I bringing you, or you want me to bring Amy? All right, so I will do it. And I'll tell you a quick story that just happened, actually. 2 years ago today, right, Amy and I were in East Baltimore celebrating an opening of affordable housing for people who had been homeless. And she showed me a very cute picture of me and her daughter. But that shows when you're consistently with people at events like this who represent organizations like Weinberg, that shows that they are committed partners and they are in the fight for a better Baltimore. So with that, I will bring up Amy Klein, the Senior Program Director for the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation. Amy.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amy Klein, and I have the privilege of leading the Weinberg Foundation's housing portfolio. First, I bring greetings and congratulations from our president and trustees. And I want to start by saying that reflecting on the events of the past 2 days, I want to say that our work together to increase affordable housing and reduce homelessness is more important than ever, and we will continue to focus on this mission. So what I wanted to talk about is how this project signifies a shift in how the Weinberg Foundation works with its nonprofit developer partners, because it's a good story to tell. So in the past, as many of you may know, who've been around a while, the foundation was only a last money in funder for capital projects and would not consider a grant until at least 50% of the funding sources were committed. As we reevaluated our strategy, our board decided to accept funding requests earlier on a case-by-case basis, particularly for known and trusted partners. Given our longstanding relationship with Enterprise, the Irvington Mews project became the first of such early commitments. So we began working with Enterprise on this project over 3 years ago when they approached us for support with its application to HUD for the 202 program. Previous applications had been declined by small margins, and we hoped that support from the foundation might make the project more competitive. Well, we provided a letter and then secured approval from our board for a $2 million grant. And they were successful. But that is not to our credit, that is to the credit of the Enterprise team, and I see you, Ned, and I see you, Matt. At the time the grant was made, we expected completion in 2023, but here we are near the end of 2024, the groundbreaking. And my point in mentioning this delay is just to underscore the importance of being a patient partner who can stay with the project despite the extended timeline. As has been said, affordable housing is hard work and takes a long time. So when what we have learned so far by making this early investment is we're particularly interested and excited about the milestones. And of course, we're thrilled to hear that financial closing occurred. They were probably tired of me sending emails asking for updates. So this project will, of course, be a tremendous resource for Baltimore with units serving older adults, including veterans who have experienced homelessness. I just read a statistic, thanks to the fabulous Danielle Meister, who's the Assistant Secretary of Homeless Solutions in Jake's office, Secretary Day's office, sorry. The statistic is that from 2018 to 2024, there was a 77% increase in persons age 65 and over experiencing homelessness in Maryland. 77%. This trend is on the rise nationally, and we must do more to address it. The foundation prioritizes projects providing permanent supportive housing to people exiting homelessness, and we're particularly interested in those serving older adults exiting homelessness. So we are grateful to Enterprise and its partners to serve this population. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Amy, and the Weinberg Foundation. You really helped us kick off this project and the financing and pulling it together. Really appreciate it. Next, I would like to introduce you to Debbie Meadows, who's the property manager of Park Heights Place. Debbie, can you come up and join me for a few minutes? I'd like to congratulate and thank Debbie for her long and wonderful service to the residents of this community. And I'm supposed to get that from you, and I forgot. I want to recognize you and commemorate you with this plaque for your service to the community for 26 years at Park Heights Place. 10 of those years with Enterprise. When we asked you, Debbie, what you liked best about working at Park Heights Place, I believe you said these residents are embraced with a smile, which you always do. They matter and they are not forgotten, and that it's because of you. So you want to say a few words?
Good afternoon. In 1998, December the 5th, I left John Hopkins. For some of you who would remember, they started that HMO. It ended, and I needed a job. So I came to Park Heights Place, not the original manager, but the assistant. And from 1998 up to now, why have I stayed on? And I have now reached my 70s. I stayed on because they mattered. When we started the groundbreak, when we started the grand opening, my seniors mattered. When Kirk Smoke was the mayor and he gave great words of encouragement, the seniors at Park Heights Place mattered. And here I stand before you at the age of 70, realizing that now Matt, that now Shay, that now Ted, we still matter. And so they are excited. I have about 2 residents who are still there from 1998. But I'll never forget one lady said, everybody's getting something new. Do we matter? She's there. And now she knows Parkite Place matters. When I started, it was under A&R management. And then we went from another management to another management. But at 70, I'm with Enterprise, and we still matter. We still matter. We still matter. I remember someone said it won't last long, but here it is, 2024, and it lasted. So for all of you who remember, for all of you who have now joined on, thank you, because Park Heights Place still matters.
You are special and you matter. Thank you, Debbie. So I'm one more speaker. I'd like to introduce someone who's been really instrumental in getting the complicated finance deal for Greens at Irvington Mews 2 together. Max Skillman has been with Enterprise for about a year and a half and is the real estate development manager for this community. And he's done a real terrific job serving as the conductor of the orchestra, as we call it, to bring this affordable housing development together, get all the instruments to play and sync in order to finalize this financing. So thank you, Max, for your great work, and why don't you come and close us out?
Thank you for the kind words, Janine. It's really a pleasure to work here at Enterprise with such an amazing group of individuals. Well, we made it. We closed these 2 challenging deals. Wow. There's a really long list of people I'd like to thank who are responsible for getting us to this moment, without whom we would not have accomplished in doing what seemed impossible just a few weeks before closing. But first, I want to thank Andrea Russell and Tara Dunyan for putting this wonderful event together. Thank you so much. Park Heights and Irvington Mews 2 both involved a complex financing stack, as I'm sure everyone here is aware. I want to begin by thanking our counterparts at HUD on their commitment to seeing these deals through, including Stacey Ashmore, Dan Schachter, Lam Moskowitz, Sheila Galicki, Roger St. Paul, Carolyn Porritt, Jen Chu, and Will Taylor. Next, I'd like to thank the rental lending team at CDA, which provided crucial support for many, many years, including Ed Barnett, Deborah Bonner, Jennifer Washington, Cedric Brown, Maria Davis, Sheila Jones, Brandon Yancey. And I'd like to thank the folks from CDA Finance, including Kristen Masalam, Michael Smith, and Michelle Lowry. And a special thank you to CDA Legal Counsel and OAG staff, Ann Markulowicz, Michael Kirsten, and Christine Zaleski. I'd also like to send out a big thank you to our LIHTC equity partners from Enterprise, Phil Porter and Dan Magidson, as well as our awesome LIHTC underwriters, Melissa Reinheimer, Johnny Freeman, Yadira Olivia, and Emily DeSimone. To our financing partners at Enterprise Community Loan Fund, thank you, Jan Lee Winbrow, John Clark, Joy Birenbawa, and Kelly McLaughlin. And a huge thank you to Kevin Davidson and Terry Wesselman, our legal counsel, without whom we'd simply drown in a sea of legal documents. Thank you to our general contractor on both projects, Harkins Builders, including Mark Callahan, Omar Black, Carlin Jimenez, Joe Hum, Daniel Hafter, Tony Del Nunzio, Alex Grega, and Austin Harklerode. And thank you to our design teams at Quinn Evans and Mosley Architects, Brandon Schultz, Gene Vive, Chris Tom, Nancy Liebrecht, and Magda Wesserholt. And thank you to several other members of our design team, including Charles Siegerman, Tim Brown, Kevin Anderson, Lindsay Taylor-Bell, and Teal Butner. Special thank you to Mary Slitcher from Project Place for providing support services at Greens at Irvington Mews 2, to Lori Glass and Alan Sun at Baltimore DHCD for providing home financing for Park Heights, as well as staff from the Housing Authority Baltimore City for providing Irvington with project-based vouchers, including Janet Abrahams, Kevin Gallagher, Cynthia Newman-Lynch, Jan Gosley, Corliss Alston, and Stephanie Beal. Finally, I want to thank our fellow Enterprise Community Development team members for all their hard work during design, permitting, pre-development, closing, and now construction. Alyssa Ammerman, Joe Adams, Sean Matthews, Natasha Jameson Randolph, Monica Velasquez, Kathy Weineke, Derek Torton, Alex Torton, their brothers, Jessica Moore, Todd Del Tufo, Amanda Walls, Amanda Meyer, Lindsay C., Debbie Meadows, Jamail Hughes, Chris Henry, Christine Madigan, Kelly Shiflett, Gary Hanley, and Ned Howe, who apparently submitted 6 or 7 9% applications for this deal. Like I said, it's a long list. And last but not least, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our intrepid team leader, Matt Engel, who was there from the beginning, guiding Alan and myself on every step of the way on this roller coaster journey we've been on for at least the last 12 months. And with that, thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to welcoming you back to our ribbon cuttings next year. Speakers, if you could join me for the photo op behind me, and have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you.
That one.
One more time.